Hi, everyone. Hey, it's Mary Ellen. How's everybody today? Glad to be here with you. I'm doing this full moon eclipse reading a little early because next week, when all right, Spirit wants that one. Sorry. When the event happens, there will be a shamanic retreat going on here. It's looking like it's going to be a power-packed event. I'm very excited about the people who continue to arrive here. So thank you, everyone, for that. So, okay, Spirit wants that one. Couple things while I shuffle and pull the cards out, and then we're going to do the reading. I know that you folks are there on the chat room. I am going to come after the reading is done. I'll come over to the chat room just to keep it digestible. And anyone who is here for the reading, wants to go on with their day, then that's totally fine, of course. All right, so this has come out 3 times already. Look at that. Love that. That's on the human realm. So most of you probably know Spirit saying, in accordance with my agreement with my spirit guides, I've started doing little daily readings, just really short. And the purpose is to... okay, I'm getting interrupted. The purpose is to... okay, Spirit's using the word amalgamate the energy. You know, we are on a path, I'm sure most of you know. It's on, Spirit says. It's on this year. You've been working really hard, and good on you, Spirit's saying. I don't know why that's coming out that way, but great work. Great work. We're ready. Spirit says we are ready to take up the energy that's coming forward. The other thing that's happening in the background, I'm just put together the calendar for the next full year of shamanic retreats and healing retreats available here. So they're all going to be on the weekend and attached to either the new moon or the full moon cycle. So check out the website. It's not totally published yet, but I want you to know it's there. If you have any questions, if you have a desire, if you want to come in the middle of the week, call me. Spirit's talking about the psychic telephone. As soon as I said that, I was like, what? Call me? No, go to the website. Oh my gosh. All right, Spirit. Wow. All right, Spirit's telling me wait. So gang, here are the first 2 cards. Not surprised at all. Look. The Guardian, the High Priestess. The Guardian of the Gateway. I love this. And clearly we're having a gateway. Another portal opening to prepare us to go forward into this next journey. We have finished what we were meant to do. And whether you personally feel finished or not, Spirit says, don't you worry. Collectively, we have come to the moment where it's time and we stand before this gateway. So in the days of the waxing moon, between now and then, Spirit says, gather your energy, trust yourself, believe in yourself, and focus on your intentions. As always, when the negative thoughts come, let them float away. So this would be the High Priestess, and the other thing about the High Priestess is, it's a little bit about things that are secret, spiritual secrets, the things that need to be revealed. And so she holds them for us as the guardian of truth until the moment of manifestation arrives. And I love that this is here. So Spirit's saying to start this discussion about the things we're going to be experiencing and activating as we go forward all together now, Spirit's saying, and I love it. It's giving me a chill. We've all been waiting, haven't we? So the energy that describes us in this moment, as we walk into this, the King. And it's not just the King, it's the King of skill. So again, affirmation from Spirit about how we stand in these moments. And if you've been following along my readings, you know that this fellow is a warrior. His shield is on the wall. He doesn't need it in the same way he used to. And he's literally making shoes for the next part of his journey. And we see that he's come across the water. He's standing in a place that's bathed in light. So again, in terms of the yin and yang and the male-female aspects that are available to us and within us always, each of us, join together now. Spirit keeps saying all together now. Going forward. And of course, it's backwards. So the other thing about this Spirit saying is, and it's always true in my readings, any reading, Spirit says, that you look at, these people look directly into each other. These energies are literally wound together, and they literally support each other, work together. I love that very much. Spirit's talking about the way in which the reflection reverberates inside of us. So that's just sort of a little message. And of course, the first thing on the human realm, the adventure of art. We have a lot of choices. We have a lot of ways to go forward, and they are pinned on each of our own individual energy pathway. So as my spirit guides have been saying, just understand it's a new adventure because you are making new shoes with which to go forward. So it's all about mastering our energy. It's about the beginning of the activation of our movement into 4D and 5D. I know with clarity because of what's happening in my own life and the things that I see reflected in the personal readings of the people who are coming forward to talk with my spirit guides directly, including people lately who've already crossed over and are on the other side. A lot of people, a lot of beings, I guess, talking, speaking, reaching out. So that is also true as we turn our destiny and we go on this adventure in order to discover all the choices we have in love. And I'm skipping ahead a little bit, but Spirit's telling me to do that. That's the bridge card in the full light of the sun. So there are things on the playlist that I put on there for your spirit saying, for your edification, in case you don't know. Really important to inform yourself about this movement forward and the fact that we are in a new way of relating to each other, and it is through, of course, an awakened heart chakra experience. We see these beautiful cups. We see the full light of the sun. We see the male and female energy again joined together a little furtively. It's a sacred number. It's a numeral 3. About the skills that are coming forward and the discoveries we are about to make. And I love this card because they always look a little furtive, but they are joined together and they're ready to go forward. So Spirit says, circling back to the human realm stuff. I don't think I need to say anything about that other than the fact that this is the imaginer of harmony. So this adventure that we're going on is fueled by our desire, culminating in this full lunar eclipse that's coming up. We can get in our boat and sail away to the place that we desire to be the most when it comes to our personal life and the things that we hold, Spirit saying, as our desire for what we're trying to manifest here, and the desire that we have to really see that and really bring it forward despite what might be happening on the surface. So the other thing that's coming through about this is, the surface is going to keep looking messy. We have all kinds of energies at play. Neptune, Uranus, Aries, the fact that Uranus is stationed now in Taurus for the next, I think it's 5 or 6 years. So again, go look at those videos, okay? The time for working on the surface is over. Because Spirit's saying, we see the manifestation of how far we've been able to come. And I would not suggest that we are ineffective in our efforts. We've seen the manifestation of what happens when we work on the surface, and Spirit's talking about protesting and things like that. It just brings up your anger and your frustration, and that's where the energy goes. So Spirit says, dive deep in these days, and know that when you do, those things that you can imagine, we can literally, we are literally going to be manifesting them here. So we're talking about the eclipse. There's the next card. The finishing, the culmination of a cycle, the last eclipse that's coming forward, and after that, in a Leo, okay? So very powerful culmination at this moment, stepping forward into what is coming next so that we can leave what is meant to be left behind in its rightful place. There's a lot of chatter coming through, as you can tell. So a notation about both of these aspects as we go forward, now able to stand in the energy that is our birthright on the ground of the ancients. So 2 major arcana cards in a row. I love this. And one of the things that Spirit's been saying lately is to take note of, whoops, if I can get it in there, in this gentleman. It has an indication about the violet rays and things like that we all sort of look at, think about, ponder, and do our best to step into that type of energetic presence. That's where we're at. And so going forward on that, there's the bridge card. Stepping into the full light of the sun together. The other thing that's happening, as most of you know, going forward, we are coming into a fairly long period. I think it's like 18 months, 17 or 18 months. The eclipse cycles are shifting now, and we're going to be in a cycle of Capricorn, Earth and Water, and Cancer. Eclipses in those 2 signs. Okay, Spirit's talking about reflecting each other and the way in which that builds, because both cardinal signs, both each have their own energy set point. So again, standing here on the earth in this way, in front of a new shore, and preparing to step forward together in this way. And so there's some chatter coming through about the way in which Pluto is acting now going forward. Spirit's talking about, the tower moments that were prophesied in the last month's readings. The way in which earth and water work together to break down what is not needed, bring some healing and soothing, and rebuild structure something new. And the something new that is coming forward is going to be based on the flow. Okay, Spirit's talking again, saying the word the firmament. So the way in which we build, having released, because the last eclipse was a south node, it was about releasing and letting go of anything that doesn't serve us to the best of our ability. And it is that work that we've done that has brought us into this energy, all right? So rebuilding in a way that is more focused on the heart chakra. Absolutely, without a doubt, Spirit says, here in this place. And that's what is coming forward in this next period of eclipse cycles as we begin to master our vibration, our frequency, and utilize that in a very conscious way. That's what those little tiny love readings and life path readings are for. It's just to give you the vibration that you need on a daily basis. And I think I forgot to say it, but no matter what you feel drawn to, trust yourself. Trust that that's what you need to view in the moment. So, all right, you know what? Look. She keeps coming up. So I'm just going to pull this card out. I keep shoving it back in because my brain doesn't want it, but it keeps coming back to the top. So this is all about transformation, of course. The combative skill. Internally, what we have to understand about ourselves in order to bring forward transformation. And again, Spirit's talking about, she sits on the earth, but she's in control of water, life energy, the flow of love. The 2 things that bring us into our actual reality. So this is a beautiful goddess who is meant to guide someone and be present for someone who's going through a life transition, and it's male energy. So when we talk about Pluto and the things that are coming forward, that's what Spirit's talking about. Things that are bound to the earth, the male energy that drives forward and joins together with the sacred feminine. I was literally just saying this. The way in which we create the garden and how those 2 energies join together to do that. So, Spirit, let's have a little message about the next phase of Spirit's talking about our collective soul circuit. That's what it is that's coming forward. And we've reached the point that we need to reach in order to go forward. Wait, nope, Spirit says don't go past that. There we go. And love it. Okay, another major arcana card. The Rememberer of Sacred Lore. There we go. Sacred male energy. Moving the vibration forward. Because you have bonded yourself to your internal male and female and done enough work, there is, of course, more to be done. But this gentleman sits by the side of the road. He plays his harp so that anyone who comes across him, walks past him, or can hear the music gets drawn into the vibration. And they, again, experience a transformation. So my spirit guides have been talking about it, right? Just when you go to the grocery store. I told a little story at some point about when I was in Home Depot. And I thought, let me just play with it. Let me just really do it. And something astounding happened. And I think going forward, we have to be ready to know this is going to happen. Spirit's been talking about it. And it's on the table in line with this. Okay? The moon card. Again, things that might be a little hidden from us, being discovered now in these days. So, Spirit, what is the final message on the spirit realm? See that? There it is. A new foundation. A new skill set. And again, I love that it's male energy. So what's coming through is we have all of the intuitive side of our nature being joined by the male energy that takes that. Okay. Spirit's talking about the moment of conception. I'm not going to say some of the words are coming through, but understand the value of the male energy. It's time for us to really honor that, come through a lot of transformation, just like all the feminine energy has. And it is actively working to create, because now it has the tools it needs, literally forging something of iron. Spirit's talking again about Pluto and Capricorn, about the earth energy and the fact that we have Jupiter in Sag going forward, or, actually in Scorpio, depending on if you're looking at Western astrology or sidereal astrology. So just Spirit's talking about that a little bit. However you want to view that perspective, it is about looking into the mystery and standing in the fire of these moments. And we see 3 fire cards so far in this reading in order to create that which is new. Because the fire energy looks into the mystery and dreams. Having the tools it needs to create something made of iron. That's what Spirit's talking about, something made of iron. I think given notation to the idea that a lot of strength is being built as we go forward now. Spirit's talking about in this moment, but also a prophecy for what's coming forward. When this current cycle of eclipse energy ends and we begin again. So Spirit, what's the last? Yeah, okay. More water. Look, that's the outcome. Sacred, water, the flow, the ability to move forward, the chariot, the mover of energy that aligns itself and is activated by Sacred Mother, that type of a notation, bringing new growth. Because of the activation of this energy, because we are mastering our frequency. So Spirit's talking a little bit about frequency and trusting the pattern of your own energy. This thing that Spirit's been talking about, this tapestry, that's what that was all about. So now the circuit is open. My spirit guides have been talking about the circuit and fractals and all those kinds of things to help us understand the images that we can plumb from within our own minds, Spirit says, to understand the mystery of the moments and the energy as it goes forward. So here's one more card. I've been shuffling all my decks to prep for the reading. Look at that. This came out of the beautiful Journey of Love Oracle, the void. And clearly that's where we're going, through the eclipse, into the void, in order to come out reformed. So let me get out my glasses. I'll read that for you. It's number 40. So let me just grab my book, okay? So if you have any questions or comments, or you want to share anything, load it up into the chat window so we can chit-chat a little bit. Okay, the void. I'll hold that up for you. At the end of every cycle, at the beginning of every cycle, there is a moment of transition. It may last for any amount of time, a moment of feeling, or many years of deep inner work while feeling displaced. This transition may require patience to endure the absence of knowing. Oh, I love that. That's, wow. Yeah, Spirit's saying that's what it's all about. It's certainly been true in my life. The lack of certainty about who you are and why you are here has pervaded on this planet. A void may open up between one moment of meeting with your lover and the seemingly endless stretch of time, even if it is only days that seem as though they are eternal in duration, as you wait to reconnect again with that individual. Yet if you can accept that entry into the cosmic void as preparation for your next cycle of manifestation, if you can accept that darkness is holding you with love, not with unfeelingness, then you can relax and let the preparation be what it must be. Then you can be well equipped for the next steps forward on your glorious divine adventure in this lifetime, meeting the beloved, whether it is the divine or a human lover, in a fresh, new moment. Hang on, lost my place. This oracle brings you guidance. There are parts of your own process unfolding that you simply cannot know about yet. It will not always be this way, but for now, it is most helpful for you to only deal with what is immediately before you. Spirit's saying, make your shoes. Be the king. Be the cobbler. And get ready, because we're going. I'm so excited about this. All else will be shown when the time is right, of course. There is growing to be done, and then the void will bring forth the next step on your path to meet you. You don't have to worry and you don't have to search. Be present. Be patient. When you can do something, do it. And when you cannot, allow yourself to be. Your time will soon come. If you are holding a question about a relationship, surrender it into the void and let it become what must be according to spiritual wisdom and love. Fabulous. Love that. So let's grab a card from the Mystical Shaman Oracle. I'm going to pull a rune, and then I'm going to come over to the chat room. Okay? All right, Spirit. Messages from the Ancient Ones, Spirit, that stand together with us now in this place while we throw off, with the help of the eclipse in the South Node on the new moon, releasing that which no longer serves us. Bear's chattering about this card because we're done with that cycle. You know, it's interesting how sometimes when you complete a cycle, you're not quite ready to go forward. I've experienced that in my life a lot. I question everything. I'm a Virgo, fussy, over analytical. And sometimes you just got to jump into the void. That's how I view it. Just do it, and you'll figure it out. So, Spirit's laughing at me. That's the story of my life, pretty much. All right, Spirit, what is the message, please, from the Mystical Shaman Oracle? This came out earlier. That's why they were talking about the Ancient Ones. So, you know, this card is about understanding our lineage, understanding the pathway that we took in order to get to the destination where we are, so that we can step forward again together in the ways that are shown through the cards. It also makes a notation about the future and asks us to think about and to imagine, I suppose, who will we be in the next, Spirit's talking about in the next 5 or 10 incarnations or more. What is the actual destiny? I think it's time to just really dream big about that and to allow it to be clearly present. So let me grab the book and I'll read this to you. Okay? And that's the first card. So I love it. Giving a little shout out, a little nod to, yes, we're in a new place. We're making our shoes and we're going forward. All right, let's see. Here we go. And let's see if I can hold that still. The ancient ones are the shamans of old who defeated death and escaped from the tyranny of time. The ancient ones once walked the earth like us in flesh and bone. Now they reside in infinity and can counsel us after we say yes to our calling. They are available to help us attain our full realization. I love that. The ancient ones are inviting us to reach to the future to help birth a new destiny for this earth. Find out who you are becoming 10,000 years from now. If you accept the invitation, great power and blessings will come your way and allow you to craft a new destiny, for yourself. Of course, right? Oops, I put the book upside down. Hang on. Do not hesitate to bite off more than you can chew. That's what Spirit was talking about. This moment where the past is gone, you're ready to go forward, and you sort of stand there in a moment of, well, should I just go for it? I don't exactly know what to do. Yes, go for it. Believe it. Spirit saying, jump, leap into the void. That's where we are meant to be, I think, in this moment as we come into this eclipse. Okay? You have unlimited spiritual resources available to you right now. The ancient ones beseech you to examine your attitudes and actions and be sure they are of the highest integrity. You can break the chains that once bound you and free your generational issues. Forgive the ones that you need to release. Honor your biological ancestors by lighting a candle for them. So, light a candle. As you go into the eclipse, as it comes on, make sure to inform yourself, but step into the stream of energy, however you do it. I don't care if you meditate or do yoga, or Spirit lately has been talking about Sufi dancing, which I have done my share of that. I was blessed with the presence of a Sufi master for a certain period of time, and did some work in that way, and I learned a lot. So maybe step into something new in these moments that you haven't done. And Spirit's saying in every community there's something. So go check it out while you're stepping into the void and into the full light, if you will, of this eclipse that's coming forward. And the last phase of the Leo eclipse cycles. So let's grab something from the bag of runes, okay? We're just talking about standing still in this moment, in the mystery of the full moon, the mystery of the culmination. There's going to come a moment, Spirit says, during this eclipse, when there is going to be a closing and finishing the work that we have been doing up till now. And in that moment, and you've all experienced these things, right away something new happens. You'll feel it. It's going to come to you. So if you have a desire, that would be the moment to follow it. On into the energy then that comes for the next new moon cycle. There it is. Jumped right into my hand. Okay, I'll read this for you. Let me grab my glasses. And this, of course, is the room for growth. Fabulous. I'll show you this. I can never quite see it. There you go. Okay. So Berkana is about rebirth and about growth. There it is. Another of the cycle runes, Berkana represents a form of fertility that fosters growth both symbolically and actually. The growth may occur in affairs of the world, in family matters, the relationship of the self to the self, or the relationship of the self to the divine. A rune that leads to blossoming and ripening, Rakana is concerned with the flow of beings into their new forms. You know, there's a little snarky chatter going on in the background. And Spirit's saying, just as always, we are just confirming in every way possible through me, with me as the mouthpiece, the things that you know in your heart and that you are urged to give credence to those things because they are real now, right? Rakana's action is gentle, penetrating, and pervasive. What is called for here is to consider your issue with care and awareness. Disperse resistance, then accomplish the work. For this to happen, your will must be clear and controlled and your motives correct. Any dark corners should be cleansed. This must be carried out diligently and sometimes with expert help. Modesty, patience, fairness, and generosity are called for here. Once resistance is dispersed and rectification carried out and seen to hold firm, then through steadfastness and right attitude, the blossoming can occur. I think that's it. Yeah. Okay, gang. That's it. It's 2:30. I reached my personal goal, 30 minutes. Thank you for being here. I am going to, actually, Spirit wants me to hold up this card. I'm just going to pause for a couple of seconds to make a place for me to snip off the video just to keep it short. So if you have to go on with your day, have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I want you to know. And I'm sending out all my love to everybody that is manifesting with clarity.